you're both in kind of holding patterns. Um, I mean, you both have things you have to work on. Um, and I think you're both doing really well at what you're doing, but I think you're judging each other on things that you both have deficit areas in. And the reason I say that is communication is not your strength, but you put so much effort into it and that gets overlooked. Um, and I'm going back to even in kindergarten when you would write and you would just erase to the point where the paper would disappear and we'd have to get you a new paper. And it wasn't because your writing was bad, it's that you wanted it perfect. Um, so you would tear it apart, literally tear it apart, until it was exactly how you wanted it to be communicated on that paper. And that truly did happen, but it's also a good analogy for you to take forward because sometimes you micro judge yourself, whereas what you think is just good enough and you want perfect, sometimes going that extra mile is frustrating for somebody else because so like Kat just wants to have this melded perfect relationship and you're like, I think I can do it better. I can and you go into yourself introspectively and overanalyze. And that's not a bad thing. I wish more people would do that. Be more methodic and more analytical. Because those are great assets. But I can see in a relationship that those could be obstructive and destructive. Even though they're strengths. So they're not bad, but they have to be contained, otherwise it's really hard for somebody else to meet you at perfect because you're a perfectionist. And um, so we have Kurt and we have Kat. So we have Kurt, who I know really, really, really well, and kind of what I just explained. You're always thinking 20 steps ahead, and you want every step on the way to that 20th step to be particular and mastered. And um, and I've seen that your whole life. You didn't tie your shoes till you were 13, but you tied them. And you talked at 7 in full sentences, but didn't say much until then. So there's a lot of history that I know about you, and it's how your brain works. And again, it's not bad, but when you have Kat over here, who has her own particular way of thinking that I don't know, you would definitely know more than I do, because you know her better. Um, um, but it looks like you guys are working on the same things, just on different train tracks. I mean, she needs a place to live. You just got a place to live. That is pretty darn nice. Um, your next step is to work on working, and you had this in your plan. And the thing that I'm thinking is maybe communicate, even write out your plan and say, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm working on, this is where this will be the next step. And because for somebody who doesn't know what your plan is, because we can't read minds, it looks like it's just kind of dismissed, like the job. Okay, I know that you want a job, and I know you've done everything you can with Angela and Carol, and it has been an absolute cluster. Um, Did you hear that?
You okay?
Yeah, it just hurts. So, things that you've had challenges with. Housing, you've got that figured out. Job, that's on the checklist. Money, you just got your Social Security going. You're finally getting things figured out. Finally got some payments coming in. Oh, it's Pam.